Hi, my name is Alan from HawkDive, and today we're going to be diving into the world of virtualization. Specifically, how can you create a Windows virtual machine using VMware for free, and what can you do after you install it or after you make it to optimize it? Well, let's dive in. First of all, I'm going to open up my browser, and what we're going to do first is, of course, get our ISO file for Windows 10. Now, why Windows 10? Well, Windows 10 is the one that we're going to be using because Windows 11 requires TPM, which is found in hardwares, kind of a security measure for Windows 11 users, but that is kind of hard to find in a virtual box or a virtual machine. So we cannot use Windows 11 for now unless you get the ISO file of Windows 11 that is modified without the TPM security measure. So we're just going to be using Windows 10, and it's kind of the standard nowadays anyway. So we're going to head over and, you know, go and get it. Now, where to get it? Well, on this website right here, microsoft.com/n-gb/software-download/Windows 10. It's going to be on the article on the description. So to get it, scroll down, click on the download tool on the Create Windows 10 Installation Media. Click that. You're going to get the media creation tool and you're good. Now, the next website we got to go over is the VMware.com. Now, we're going to be downloading VMware Workstation because this tutorial specifically is made for VMware, or at least the usage of VMware, because I find it a lot easier. Now, I would be honest, I already have VMware Workstation 16, the Pro one, so I'm not going to be reinstalling the software, but I'm going to show you how to download VMware Workstation Player 17. So all you have to do is scroll down. By the way, if you're going to be using it in a commercial basis or in a company, you got to buy the license. But I am using it for my personal use, and you're probably going to use it with your friends or a personal use as well. So all you got to do is scroll down, click on the Try Workstation 17 player for Windows, click download now, and you're going to get it. Now that's just the exe file of installation. All you got to do is click next, 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 install, agree to the terms and agreements, and boom, you're good to go. Then we can head over on the media creation tool. Now go in here on the media creation tool. I have it right here, 22h2.exe. I'm going to do is just double click it, press yes. That should be a little black screen on the screen right now, but you're good to go. It says getting a few things ready. This might take quite a while, depends on your internet connection. Now what you got to do is that, as you can see, applicable notices and license terms, kind of the same thing. Just press accept. You can read that if you like, but I've seen it 1,000 times, so I'm not going to be reading it anymore. As you can see, what do you want to do? Upgrade this PC now? Nope. Create installation media, USB, DVD, and ISO file for another PC. So that's what we're going to do. Press next on that. You can do the recommended options for this PC since we're going to be using the same PC that we're going to be virtualizing Windows at. So I can just click this, use recommended options, but you can select, maybe you're going to be running from a different PC. You can just select 32-bit if that PC only supports 32-bit. And yeah, I'm going to do 64, press next, next, and then ISO file. Now we're just going to press next again. Now we're going to pick where we want the ISO file to kind of load up. I'm going to put it on downloads folder. And then as you can see, I just named it Windows 10 ISO just so I don't get confused. Press save, and then it's going to do its own thing. That's going to be progressing. And then I'll be right back when it's on 100% or all right, that took quite a long time. Well, anyways, it is now done. As you can see, the window has changed and it showed me where the ISO file is located. And now we're good. Now it says setup is cleaning up. We're good with that. And now I'm just going to drag here the VMware Workstation Pro that I have. Player, whatever you want to call. Everything's mostly the same, but the first thing that we're going to do, click on File, New Virtual Machine. Now, as you can see, welcome to the new virtual machine. What we're going to do here is go into typical recommended, press next, installer this image file.iso. We want to browse on where we installed or where we placed the Windows 10.iso file. For me, it would be on my downloads folder. As you can see, Windows 10 and later, x64 detected. Actually, what you can do is change where the virtual machine would be placed at, like the whole, let's say the whole full storage of the drive or the pre-storage of the virtual drive. So I'm gonna do is browse on a location that I would like. Let's say I'm gonna put it on my other hard drive here and set it to the VMware virtual machines. Press OK. Make sure you do add a backslash and then the name of your VM. Your Windows 10, and then boom. It's gonna create its own folder, and every file would be inside that folder. Press next. I'm gonna allot a total of 70 gig, split into multiple files. Basically, the difference would be if it's split, there's multiple files that makes the single large data file. Kind of like if you only use a USB and you only have that USB to transfer the whole, let's say the whole system to a different computer, you can use that 16 gig USB to transfer the parts of the remaining 70 gig. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Now for me, since it's only staying on my computer, I'm just gonna do and store virtual disk as a single file. Press next. As you can see, you can customize the hardware. So we're gonna do that now. We're gonna customize the hardware. Click on that. What I'm gonna do here is change this to 4 gig. Now my computer, like my actual computer, has 16 gigs of RAM, so 4 gigs. Next on the processor, we can keep that. But what I'm gonna do is turn on both virtualization engine, network adapter, display. We can change some things such as accelerated graphics, specify monitor settings. I'm just gonna do 1920 by 1080 on the numbers of monitor. We just do 1. Graphics memory, we can do 2 gigs. And yeah, turn the stretch mode off because that stretches the whole display. So we just do automatic scaling. Now for that, saying we're good, we can press close and we can click finish. Now it's creating a disk. Boom, it is now done and it's gonna automatically start up the Windows 10. Press any boot or press any key to boot. We're just gonna press any key. Now as you can see on the bottom part of the screen, we have press Control plus Alt to release the mouse cursor. That means as soon as I press the Windows 10 or whatever of the main window, that makes it so that I can control the VM with my mouse, as you can see. So to set it up, as like most applications, just press install now. Next, and then install now setup is starting. This whole process is actually pretty easy, but it takes quite a lot of time, especially if you have a slow hard drive. So as you can see in the setup right here, what I'm going to do is I don't have a product key. Everything that we're doing is legal. If you do have a product key, you can insert that, which I would after the tutorial. Just so everybody can follow, we're doing the free kind of way for everything. So now I'm going to do Windows 10 Pro, x64, 9822, press next. Then we can scroll down. You can read this if you like. Seen it multiple times now. Press next. We're going to do custom install Windows only advanced. As you can see, there's a drive 0. This is the drive that we created. Exactly 70 gig. We're going to press new on that. Press apply. And then it's going to create its own little partition. So we're going to get 69.9. Nice primary. Then we're just going to press next. That's going to take its time installing its own little things as every Windows machine does. But this time we're doing it on a virtual machine. I think it is now done. As you can see, it's rebooting up to the Windows. Let's see if everything went well. Hopefully it did. Hey, we did boot up, but we're not yet done installing. Okay, United States, select your region, select US or whatever you're from. I'm gonna select US because that's the layout that I like. And then we're just gonna do skip for the second keyboard. Low key at this part, it's kind of getting everything that you need for your Windows machine to go through and push through, such as drivers. We're just gonna wait. Network should be instantly connected to as long as your main PC has an internet connection, your VM should be connected to the internet as well as soon as you open it. because it would take your main PC connection as kind of like a LAN connection, or at least a hardwired connection to the virtual machine, if that makes any sense. So just wait for it. There you go. Set up for personal use. We can do this, or we can do an offline account, which I'm gonna do. We just press offline account. This is not an option on Windows 11. So it's nice that we're using Windows 10. So we name it. We just name it Alan or an Avila. Let's go. Press next. We don't do any passwords because why? The virtual machine. Services. And this is where our optimization starts. What we're going to do is turn off diagnostic data. We're going to turn off advertising ID. We're going to turn off thinking and typing. We're going to turn off find my device. Color experience can kind of stay on. You know what? Let's just disable this and even location. Location you might want to enable if you have certain features of Windows that you want to use that needs location, but for me, I won't. Because these parts use processing power. We're just going to press accept. As you can see, customize experience, we're just going to skip it. We're not going to need Cortana. Hey, then we're about to boot up to the desktop. And hey, we're on Windows. That is amazing. So I think we can just click I finished installing now. Boom, we can click back here. And now they should just work as it is. So what are the first things to do? What we first do is we check what's on our machine. For what I can see, Windows should get updates too. So we're gonna do check for updates first, like right from Windows themselves. And that's where we're gonna proceed. So there are some applications that I want. We're gonna finish the Windows updates first, and this might take quite some time. So I'm gonna skip this for the tutorial, but I'm gonna show you the things that I usually install at the start to optimize your machine. Of course, we're not gonna use Edge. We're gonna do start without my data, confirm and start browsing. I'm gonna install Chrome. We're gonna do Chrome. I would like for you to install Arc Control. I would also like for you to install ISLC. A lot of these would be on the article below. We gotta wait for this. Might take quite some time. My internet sucks. And of course, I'm also installing updates and there are things going on the main PC as well. So I'll be right back when all of the things that I want you to install is installed. But all of these are applications that may be executable to install or a portable file. So we're also gonna need 7-zip. Okay, gonna get to the ISLC, get to part control. Then of course we're gonna get Chrome. We're gonna go back to 7-zip. Or if this is a little fast, I am hoping that you guys know in a way of how you can get your arms around these. But you can slow down the video a little bit. You do like to see the step-by-step kind of procedure. Remember, this is a 64-bit machine, so you must always install the highest version possible. All right, so one more thing that I forgot to mention actually is to install Snappy Driver Installer Origin. So you can just go to the website. Again, articles and links will be on the description down below, so make sure to check that one out. So we're just gonna do a download zip right here, Snappy Driver installation. Press close, and it should automatically download. If it doesn't, we can click here. Oh, it already downloaded. That's cool. So we just wait for this. Open it up. This is what's gonna give our drivers, especially right now. Oh, actually, we can go to 1080p. Cool, cool. Okay, enter full screen mode. Okay, this looks just like I'm on my own virtual Windows, which I am. So these are some of the files. We can go into extract all for the SDIO. I would still like to install drivers, even though this is just a virtual machine, because virtual machines still do have their own little drivers. So I would like to extract that. Cool. And right here, what we're gonna do is go and open up x64 R749, known as admin. press yes. You can see, press accept. We make sure we allow access for both public and private networks. And we want to do download all driver pack. And then that's 30 gig. So since this is a virtual machine, we kind of do not want to do this. This is another thing that I would say. Make sure you install uBlock Origin as soon as you have Chrome. I'm literally going to add this as soon as I can, or every computer that I'm going to use. Just do that and have a normal life. All right, so now we got the three main things that I want you to get. But if you guys want to know like the in-depth notice or guide of how to install these, they would be on the article. So make sure to check the link on the description down below. After this point in time, and this video would take forever if we wait for this. So I suggest you waiting for your Windows update to be done before doing the next steps. So let's just assume I'm done with all of the Windows update. I'm going to run ISLC, which you would like to run as an administrator. This basically doesn't allow for buffering in the RAM. This makes sure that your RAM is always working, but it might not work on the first start because you would need to wait for Windows to actually finish. Now you just want to have this running on your background all the time. Nothing to config. Oh, actually it did run. That is amazing. Okay, that's good to see and good to know. So you just want to check on both of those. You want to check the enable custom time resolution. You want to set this to 0.49. If that allows it, that would be nice. Because some PC doesn't allow that. And then just click purge standby list and then press on start. Now this might not start once again because Windows is still doing its thing. But if it did, amazing, like it did for me. But that should be it. As you can see, there's always free memory and the standby list will always be purged whenever needed. See? Cool. Okay, now that's on the background. We want to run part control. Run as admin. As you can see, the CPU settings or profile is currently on balance. We're going to do high performance. We're going to disable every frequency scaling DC and we're going to make it active. Even though this is just a virtual machine, we want our drivers to be updated. The driver booster is one thing that I use. So I'm just going to show you how the program works. Sadly, this is a paid one, though I think there is a free version that allows you to install everything except for the Windows software kind of files that are not drivers. As you can see, I'm just going to run this real quick. Driver Booster 9 RC. As you can see, it did scan that we are on a virtual machine, hence giving us virtual machine related drivers and software. So we're going to do update now, and this is going to help us a lot in the future. But you don't have to do this. You can just wait for Windows and install drivers through Windows. Okay, now as you can see, we have driver booster right here and it is done. We're going to reboot the system. And then we're just going to press yes. Finish everything. I have worked on everything. We're going to wait for it. And once it is done, we can proceed on the last part of this optimization low-key guide for everything. Now it's also going to do Windows updates because why not? We uploaded or we updated everything. So you know what? Just wait for this. Be nice. It would also be useful, or we might also use this for our future tutorials or guides in this YouTube channel. So stay out for more of that. And now that everything is installed, what we can do is actually move on to the final part of the system or for the optimization, which is the Azurite. So now we're going to open up Chrome. We're going to search for Azurite Optimizer. We're going to go to downloads and then just wait. As you can see, the whole VM is now running much more smoothly. You just press download again. As you can see, it would take a little bit of time. Lucky for you, the internet speed is a little fast for today. We can wait for it. There you go. Now I just press it or double click it whatever you prefer. It's gonna pop up. Anyone who uses this computer, all users, press install, press yes. Now exit on that tab. It's gonna install its own thing. Move that run as right. Press finish. Press yes. Now running it would provide you with this screen. Press run optimizer. Now we wait. And it's gonna ask for another reboot. For the people asking, well, Azurite is a program that I do use in my own personal PC and never gave me any problems. What it does is it disables everything that you don't actually need on Windows. This basically just skips the whole part of me discussing to you everything on regedit, disabling this, disable that, turn this off, task scheduler, delete that, whatever. It just disables everything and then run a little bit of TCP optimizer. That's an individual program, but it is baked in here for your own network latency on games. So now you can do is press restart now and we wait. And what I'm gonna do now is actually, now as you can see, if I right click now, refresh is just as fast, if not normal. As you can see, moving file explorer is also normal and not as stuttery as when we just reinstalled or installed the virtual machine. Anyway, I think that is it for me. My name is Alan again from Hawk Dive, and hopefully you learned a thing or two in this video. And make sure to read the article down below. And yeah, thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Goodbye.